You ever notice how Max Payne's look changed with each game? In the first one, he's based on Remedy's creative director, Sam Lake, because they had such a small budget that most of the characters in the game were portrayed by developers and their friends and family instead of actors and models. Sam Lake didn't return as the look of Max in the sequel, but that weird smirk became iconic. They even joked about it in the other games. I mean, you gotta admit, he always looked like he thought of a really funny joke. I mean, I know they say when you're smiling, the whole world smiles with you, but in this case, he's just smiling at everybody shooting at him. By the second game, he was a little more serious. And at that point, he was portrayed by actor Timothy Gibbs. Max Payne 3 featured the late and great James McCaffrey as the model of Max. Finally, his look matched his voice actor's appearance, and I always thought he was the best appearance for Max. Aside from having the voice for the character, I think he had the look for the character too. And even the comic that was made around the time the game came out basically just used a younger version of McCaffrey as their portrayal of Max in the first game. But the third game still allowed you to switch between different models of Max that were unlockable characters. Timothy Gibbs is there as Max from 2003, and they also threw in Max's Lego block-looking model from the Game Boy Advance version. They even remade the version of his model from the first game. Now, given that they pretty much perfectly remade Timothy Gibbs, you think we'd just get Sam Lake to play as, right? Oh, wow. Damn. Never mind. I don't know what the hell they did to his model or why, but for a long time, this was basically the only way to play as Sam Lake. And he looked like he had a horribly botched plastic surgery, or maybe he wanted to try sushi and didn't know he had a shellfish allergy. And that is the model we were stuck with. Until last year, a modder called Alex Savvy recreated Sam Lake and put his head onto every Max model in the game. The mod is available on Nexus Mods, and if you're a big fan of Sam Lake and wanted to play as him in a game again, now you've got your chance. And if you played Alan Wake 2, then this is also basically like playing the game as Alex Casey. The blend of Lake's appearance with McCaffrey's voice still works, and as the character by this point in the story, he looks about as rough as you would expect a guy like that to look. He's not a young DEA agent anymore. He's a 45-year-old alcoholic, one who has survived a lot of crazy things, including hundreds of people trying to kill him at multiple points in his life, and it shows. The only thing you're going to have to get used to is the fact that this mod also changes Max's body. Before, he was rocking a dad bod before dad bods were cool. Only now, instead of being addicted to painkillers and alcohol, he's addicted to Ozempic. He's so skinny compared to everyone else in the game that he almost looks really unhealthy. I mean, look at this guy. They went all in on giving him those Finnish vegan proportions. It's kind of shocking. Kind of reminds me of Christian Bale when he had to lose all that weight for The Machinist. 50 Cent also did that for a movie role. And now it's Max's turn. It's probably the skinniest he's ever gotten. It's like they just get unnaturally skinny, and it's kind of hard to process that. Surprisingly, Sam Lake being bald isn't even as jarring as how skinny he is. In fact, it actually makes him look like Bruce Willis. Overall, it's a very well done mod. It's so well done that it almost feels like it was meant to be part of the game to begin with, which begs the question, why didn't they just make him look like that from the start? I get it was probably supposed to be a joke model to begin with, because let's face it, he looks hilarious in the first game. The dude lost his entire family, and 3 years later he's running around with a smile on his face. I guess they were really just trying to recreate that model, but having this as a mod is a very nice alternative to that. This also makes me wonder, what are they going to do for Max's model in the upcoming remakes? Remedy did a little upgrade to their offices earlier this year with new Max Payne artwork, and this could possibly be official art for the remakes. I don't think it's reused because the skyline in the background has the New World Trade Center on it, and it doesn't look like any artwork of Max that they've officially released. It kind of looks like Timothy Gibbs, but I can't say for sure. I think basing his appearance on his original voice actor again would be a nice tribute to him. But in the end, the best bet would probably be doing what Rockstar did and letting you select his appearance at the end of the game. But whatever way they decide to go about it, at least we still have this mod to play around with in the meantime. Keep in mind that this obviously does not affect pre-rendered cutscenes, so you're still occasionally going to see James McCaffrey's Max. If you're a fan of Max Payne and a fan of Sam Lake, I would highly recommend installing this, especially if you want a nice new way to experience the game, or if you're just hyped for the upcoming remakes like I am. Download it today.